Welcome back to Wazaday, where Waz today is Track and Field, a 1984 release running here on the Apple IIe and Virtual 2. Hit spacebar for option screen. Get a nice little song there, and we can hit space to start game. With these defaults, level 1 players 1, sound on, and we can enter our name. We can hit return key when done, but first I'm going to talk a little bit about the Track and Field controller. When Atari ported this game to the Apple II, they decided that instead of porting the controls over, they were also going to just send the Track and Field controller and a controller adapter they could use to connect the Track and Field controller to your Apple II. So this uses like a serial port connector that you have to open up your Apple II to connect to, I think. Much like some of I think the Gizmo use this same port, but it's there on the Apple II, Apple IIe, Apple II Plus. I think other Apple II models, you're out of luck. But the Track and Field controller is a 3-button controller with 2 buttons for run and 1 button for jump. So I know how to run because those 2 run buttons map to the joystick buttons, and then also they have, for some reason, made them Open Apple and Option on the keyboard, or Alt, I'm not sure which, but those are Option and Command in Virtual 2 with my modern Mac. So you can use those to run, but I've tried every key on the keyboard, every joystick button available to me. I cannot figure out how to jump. So I'm not sure if there's any way to map a jump into this game, or if you need to actually just write a Game.io adapter for MAME, for example, if you want to get the full Track and Field experience. Anyway, let's hit return to get into it in space, just to be sure here that we're getting into Track and Field. So I'll show you kind of like the experience here, because I haven't changed the handicap at all now. So we'll see. This game is kind of a notorious button masher. Let me use a keyboard here. Start. But at first I thought you had to alternate the key presses, but later experimentation showed that wasn't really true. I think it's just mash them as fast as possible. So here I'm alternating my key presses. I can go faster, but that doesn't really make it faster. That much faster. I mean, other than that I'm pressing the keys faster. Overall. So if you just mash both keys at once, as fast as you can, you'll have a better result, probably. But the other thing you can do is if you have a joypad that has a turbo function, you can just map turbo onto those 2 buttons and hold them down and win easily. So I'll show you kind of what this is like as an experience. So this is our game over screen here. I don't know if there's any way to make this faster. End of game. I'm gonna hit spacebar. Oh wait, no, I should have hit Control O. Because I think now we're right back into it. All right, well, here we go. I'm just holding down the turbo mapped buttons on my joystick. Really hauling. Let's see how nice. So presumably that's about the limit. I don't know why. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I was like, why is the timer still going? It's because the qualifier was going slower than me. First in the world, 7 seconds. Not bad. But then we get to the long jump, and I don't have a jump key. I've tried every key on the keyboard, as I've said. Yeah. I think the javelin throw is after it, and it's also mapped on the jump button. You can set the handicap to get more, like, lives. If you set the handicap to 3, you'll have 3 disqualifications. I'm not going to qualify on this, so I don't think we're going to see the javelin throw. Because I don't know how to jump. So there is that. Beyond this, there's the javelin throw, as mentioned. The 110-meter hurdles, probably hard to do without a jump. The hammer throw, again, also probably hard to do without a jump. And the high jump. And I'm going to guess that's probably hard to do without a jump. After that, there's the thrill of victory, according to the manual. I don't think we're going to see that today. We're just fouling out here. Yeah, had I hit Control O, I could have reset my handicap. I'll try a real button mashing joystick. Here you go. That's the track and field experience. Getting that? Yeah. Yeah, apparently in the arcade they had to like do some modifications because the controllers were getting broken in the arcade, and arcade operators were none too happy about that. But yeah, I'm not sure if there's any way in any of the emulators that are out there to map that jump button in. If anybody knows, go ahead and leave a comment below. I'm sure other people that are interested in playing track and field would be interested. Number 1 with 17,630, and number 2 with 0. The thrill of victory. Maybe we are seeing the thrill of victory right here. End of game. Let's hit Control O, just to see. Yeah, I think that's about it for track and field, because without a jump button, you can't do much. But if you're interested in the 100-meter dash, you can do that all day if you want. But I think that's going to do it here for me with track and field for Waza Day. And if you like frustrating early Apple II games like this, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for our next Waza Day.